So here is what's in the little tiny bottles. In these packages is these little tiny bottles, and along with these came, some stickers to label the bottles when I've made my tinctures, and a tiny little funnel, which is obviously used to decant whatever I've made in these jars into this bottle. Now, what I'm going to do for this video is just briefly discuss why I've purchased these jars. I decided that I wanted to make a vinegar or an oil, probably make an oil actually, and I love anything like this. I love these sort of old style jars. I purchased all of these from the range, and it was something that I've really wanted to explore for some time, but never had the courage to do so. And actually, I was watching a video made by a lady who goes by the handle She Is of the Woods, and she's got stuff on YouTube, she's got stuff on Instagram. So I've been watching her, and I think that I can probably do what she does. This is me experimenting for myself. I'm not a herbalist. I'm not somebody who knows much about herbalism, other than what I've taught myself and what I know from the years and years ago. I studied aromatherapy, and I really enjoyed that. So what I'm going to do is quickly just show you the different types of jars. So this one I'm going to be making an oil, probably rosemary oil or garlic oil, or possibly if I can get some raw honey, I might even make a garlic honey, and I can always go and get more jars. That's not a problem. So that's the first one. And then there were these different style jars, and I wanted some small ones because I want to make something called self-heal tincture, and I may even decide to do rose hip tincture or even rose petal tincture, because I've got so many roses, but it keeps raining and my roses aren't doing as well as I'd like this year. So there's plenty that I can do, and I really will be quite excited to make some self-heal tincture, because I've got plenty of that growing in this little wasteland on my land. Now, any of the plants that I pick, I will be taking from my own little garden. I say little, it's about 1/3 of an acre that we're on here, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. Currently in the garden I've got quite a lot of different things. There's some wild yarrow growing, there's some garlic mustard growing, so I might even make my husband a small jar of garlic mustard horseradish, which apparently is quite nice. It won't be very much of it, but it will be enough for him to have a little taste and see if he likes it. And if he doesn't like it, that's fine, because he loves horseradish, so I'm pretty sure he'll love it. So I bought these ones just to see how good they are, because they've got this type of lid. Now you can seal it like this. I don't have anything to prop my phone up at the moment, so we're just doing it this way. And this one's quite stiff, but I think it should be fine to seal. There we go. I've got these really pretty little jars which have got just a screw lid, which is probably not ideal, but they'll do to ferment the tinctures that I'm going to make. And I might even decide to do some small vinegars for us to use in cooking and food preparation. I got 2 of those, and I got 2 of a slightly larger size. On the sides of these 2 types of jar, you can see that there is like an embossed pattern. I think it's fruits and flowers and leaves and things. It's quite pretty. And on the top it says fruits del prato, or Frutz del Prato. I'm not very good with other languages, so we'll leave that right there. And this one, again, it's got the Kilner. This is the same brand as this bottle. And the Kilner jars have got I've got 3 Kilner jars of different types. There's this one. I don't really understand the differences between the jars, I've got to be honest. So this is all new and a learning curve for me. But these lids detach. And there's a little note in here, probably explaining some use. I'm not going to be able to do that at the moment, but I will take a look at that at some point. So there's that one, which has been embossed with the name Kilner. They're all relatively reasonably priced, and there's a preserving jar which is the same, but just a bigger version of this one. They're both preserved jars. I just thought that if I was going to be getting a lot of a particular kind of herb, then maybe I need something a little bit bigger, but I haven't got plans to make very large quantities because this is all for personal use. And then there's this really pretty one, which has been moulded into the shape of a bunch of grapes. It's really quite pretty. Again, it's got that same style lid but in silver, where the lid comes out, should come out. It's not playing for me. Well, there we go. And it's all going well for me today. Forgive the really bad video. And that's the latest. That's the jar that I would love to have something like. Maybe if I go to the supermarket, I might decide to make some sort of preserve using dried fruits or something. I think that would look really nice. So over here we've got these bottles. As I said, they come with a tweezer. So they come with a pipette, sorry. So once I have made my tincture, I will decant the tincture. I will sieve out the rest of the plant material, whatever is left inside, and I will then use that to decant into a tincture bottle ready for use. I will say that I've got 12 of these bottles, and actually, because I've got an interest in aromatherapy, it's probably something that I could use and mix with some other forms of carrier oil, so that I could probably make my own oils as well. And I probably could also make some infused oils, which I could use with these bottles. I should have got the smaller ones, but I got the 30 mils. So that's a quick rundown of the inventory there. And in order to make the tinctures, I needed some vodka. I've only got a small bottle of vodka. Haven't got plans to make too much of that, but I figured that would probably make a couple of jars of a different flower type. And then I did buy some brandy, because actually I would like to try making tinctures with brandy instead of vodka. As much as I like vodka, in fact I like vodka a lot more than brandy. For me, Bach flower remedies always come in brandy, so I think that's why I've decided to go down the route of getting, and this was just a cheap bottle of brandy that I got from Lidl's, and this was a spare bottle of vodka that I got when we went to Morocco last year. So yeah, and they're both 40%. I couldn't, in this country you cannot get 50% alcohol, just as described in She Is of the Woods. So we're going to go with 40% alcohol for the purposes of making our tinctures. So this is like I said, this is a little inventory, and I would have gone out and completed the video by going and picking the self-heal herb, which is also known as Prunella vulgaris. I'll see if I can insert, and if I can't, forgive me, this is my first video. But I was going to go and harvest that today and actually make the tincture, but that may have to wait so that I can do something a bit later on, maybe next week or even at the weekend. It'll probably be next week now. But yeah, that's the beginning of my exploratory journey with tinctures. Haven't got very far. All I've done is bought the jars. But I feel really quite confident that I can do this because I've had an active interest in herbal medicine and various plants around my garden. There's other things that I have in my garden that I could easily make into a tincture, things like herb Robert. There's plenty of herb Robert in my garden. I'm just trying to think, what else have I got? There's quite a lot of other different plants and things. I've got rosemary, I've got lavender, although I may be a bit late in the season for the lavender. I've got plenty of things though that I could perhaps consider making, and the part of the reason I decided to get these smaller jars is so that I could give it a try and see how I go with making it in small amounts. I won't be making great big quart-sized jars of tincture because this is all for my personal use. But also I wanted to try and do something that would be, you can probably hear the rain actually, which is why I won't be making any tinctures today. But I did also want to do something that was more in line with natural health. Excuse me, I'm just going to have to go and shut that door because it's getting very loud. I really wanted to do something in line with natural health, and in fact, actually, I would like to steer away from medicine as much as I can. So this is the reason for this video. I am intending to put my face on the video, but right now I'm just getting used to the platform and understanding everything. So I hope that you can be patient with me and see how we move forward. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.